Hello there, this is Don Prakash, Assistant Professor, SDM PG Center, Mangalore. Now, in today's session, I am going to be talking about Google Meet and how to use it in a most efficient and effective manner for teachers. So, let us straight go to the first pointer now. How to create a Google Meet link via Google Calendar. Now, many a times we could create Google Meet links, either going directly to Google Meet and creating a unique link, or during each class you can do it, or there is another method where you could actually go to the Google Calendar, create a unique link for your each subject for the each semester, or you could go to the Google Classroom itself and then creating a Google Meet link there. So we will go through all of that. First, let me go through Google Calendar method. This is the most preferred one and the most easiest method for us to follow. So what we need to do first is click on our Google browser and join in your Gmail ID. So you just have to go www.gmail.com, and in case you have not entered it before, you may have to enter your username and password once, and if it's your personal computer you could save it, automatically it will come. So what you can do here is, once that is done, you need to just click on the 9 dots. So this is my Google Mail, that is a domain name, SDM ID. So here I'll show you don.prakash@sdmmba.ac.in. So this is my domain ID. So this is important because all our activities, be it Google Form, Google Classroom, all of that we should be preferably doing it here, so that it will be easy for us to store. You can use your personal IDs, but I strongly recommend that you use your domain IDs, because later some of the functions it may not work without your domain IDs. So what you need to do here is click on the 9 dots on the top right hand corner. That is called a waffle, WAFFLE, or it is called as Google Apps. So when you click on it, you see a series of or list of different Google apps. There are more than these, but these are the most commonly used ones. So you can always drag it to left, right, or wherever. I just clicked on the app icon and I have just not left my left cursor. I am just trying to see where I want to place it. So I have already placed it based on my preferences. So I want it here. So here you need to click now on Google Calendar. So as I showed you, here we are trying to create a Google Meet through Google Calendar. So that is why we are using Google Calendar here. So again I'll click on the 9 dots, that's the waffle, click on Google Calendar, and automatically your Google Calendar page would show up. Now these are some of my classes which I've already taken previously. Now with our training here, we want to make sure that we create only one Google Meet link for each subject, so that it can be used throughout that semester. So I take up marketing management for my first year students. So I want one link to be used every time for the whole semester. Even if a student joins before me, there is no issues, because they cannot control or push me out of the class, because I am the one who is creating it through my Google Calendar. So that is very important. In case you create a link outside Google Calendar and then you share it, then the chances are there where the students could get your recordings, or some other issues may happen. So this is the best method. So let's imagine I'm creating a Google Meet from today itself. I'll click on either 21 here. This dialog box will open up, or you can just click on this create icon here on the left hand side. Click on it, the same dialog box would open up. Now here the title is very important. Make sure so that you don't get confused, and also when you share it, the title will remain the same. So here marketing management is my subject. I'm taking for first MBA A section, for example. I'm sorry, yeah, this freedom we're leaving to you. So this is a title which I want to give for my subject. You can even give your subject code, for example. That's up to you, so no issues. If you have a lot more content to be added, you can always use the later option called as description. So you can get to see this is a larger full form of this window. So here you get to add description, so you can add more description or whatever you feel like, but this is not that necessary. What you need to do next here is, once the title is done, so we've written the whole title, you can keep it short also, no issues. Next you'll give a date, from when to when do you want this link to be active. But just for your update, for those who may get confused, this date we are purely mentioning for the Google Calendar purpose. Google Calendar, the advantage here is it tries to make sure that you don't overlap two activities at the same time. That is why when you're giving such a time, it could prompt and give you ideas as to, in case you're overlapping. If not, even if you click the create a link for 22nd, the same link you can even use for 21st, it will work. Even if you keep a deadline for October and in November you're using the same link, it will work. So don't get worried much about the date and time, but for your understanding purpose, let us do that. So 21st June, the moment I click on the date and calendar pops up, you just click on 21st, so June 21st is there. Time you can allocate, say for example, the class hours are 12 to 1. Again, in case your class timings changes, you don't have to worry, you can use the same link, because students, all they'll get is the link which I'll be showing now. Till when do you want this event to go on, the link to be active in Google Calendar? That's it. So you click on, say October, maybe October 21st. This is just an example. Again, doesn't matter, don't worry much about it. Again, that is it about that. Time is done, from when to when is done. Now the crucial part, add Google Meet video conferencing. This you need to click. I've clicked the left click, automatically it's creating. Now they have created a Google Meet link for me here. So this is the thing. So here if I click directly, it will open up my Google Meet. See, it opens from another tab. This is for me as a teacher. This before I join the class, I can click it this way, or let it just load here. It's just getting ready. So here I can straight away join the classroom, so not an issue. Right now I'll just close it. What we need to do now, very important here, is this particular icon, copy conference info. So you could do it here, you can copy this link also, so there will not be an issue here. You can copy it like this, just block it, double click, you'll copy it, or the easiest method is click on this copy conference info. I'm copying it. Go to a notepad or your Word document or wherever you want to save the link. Now when you see, when I press the link, the whole information will come. See, the whole class name, title will come, the date, time, everything will come, Google Meet info will come, video call link will come. Dial, don't worry, we are not going to be using, this is for US. So if you want, you can just delete this link which comes automatically. This is very important for us, the link, the full HTTP, the link, that is meet.google.com, right? So right click on it, copy it and put it again outside, so that you only have to share this link. Don't get worried about all the others. But this also you can share because of the headings, but this is very important. We'll show you where it can be used later. So let's just minimize and keep this, very important. And it's important that you also see all the other options available. You can even add guests and all, but these are optional, so please, you can explore it at your own convenience. So there is again a conference setting options and all are there. It gives again a host of different things as to what you could do. When you turn it off, what will happen. So all that you can do. Click save, very important here. Click save here again. So that's it. So what happens, your June Google Meet link is already there. So anytime you want, you can go back, and in case even if you lose this link here, no issues, you can go back here and copy it. If you want, you can click edit and again edit whatever you feel like. Again, in case you have to modify it, you could do. You can keep reminders also, so that it pops up during the class hours again. But if your class changes, this will still stick to the timing of what you have set here. So this again is optional for you, because sometimes your class times may change during certain if a faculty is not there, or there is some changes in the timetable, or if there is a program adjustments. So I recommend, may if you want you keep it, if not, not necessary, you can use locations, and all of that options are available. Descriptions works well when you have a program where you need to do something and you can add some content into this. So there are a lot of benefits again you could do on this. So you click save, so no issues. Once that is done, it is saved. So all you need to do is, you can take this link right now, you can right click copy, and you can share it either on your official WhatsApp group, or you could share it on their emails, group emails, Google Classroom, which we'll talk on later, or you can even give it to your college and they could create a document and create hyperlinks for the same. So what do you mean by hyperlinks? I will show you an example now. Let me take this Word document. I had just created a sample. Now imagine, now this is a timetable of yours, maybe a subject name, all the names of subjects are there, subject teachers names are there, and the link you can copy paste it here, for example. So when you paste the link here, first time it just comes in a text form. All you need to do is just copy the whole thing, right click and click on hyperlink. You can also click hyperlink through insert, and there is an option of hyperlink. The same thing will open up. Shortcut this is. So all, when you do the right click, automatically the address is copied here. If you see, it comes under link to existing file or web page. So it's a web page, right? Current folder, and then the address is clearly typed as per what it is shown here. Give OK. The moment you give OK, it is a link which is created here. Now as a school or a college, you can create your own documents, create all the requirements for subject teacher name as per your requirement, but copy the link in the appropriate slots, and then make sure you create a hyperlink as I showed you just now. Right click, go to a hyperlink, and now it shows you remove hyperlink, copy hyperlink, or even edit hyperlink. That is just an option, because I've already pasted a hyperlink here. You can always do that, and make sure you share that particular document to the concerned students. Now if you send it through Word document, you can click on control option on your keyboard, and while pressing the control, then you just have to click left click on the link, so it will automatically go to the particular Google Classroom window. If you are converting this into a PDF, then you need not press control when you're clicking the link. See, automatically the link is opening up, which I just clicked on the Word document. So it goes to the same page for people to join. Now let me go back to the document itself. So when you convert the Word document into a PDF, you just need not press control, just you can click on the link, it straight away goes to the particular link itself. It's highly recommended that once you finalize with your Word document, save the Word document for any future editing purpose, but convert it into a PDF either through using online softwares, or there are multiple different methods to do the same. So that is about how to save the particular link. So let me go back to the option what we started showing you, how to create Google Meet links via Google Calendar, how to possibly share the link and create an options for that. Now let us focus on how do we join and record and stop videos as a teacher. Now let us use the same example of this particular Google Meet link. So let's assume we are going to this class itself. So imagine if I am the teacher, I have pressed on control and press enter, automatically this link opens up. So when I join, I usually make it a practice of making switching off my audio and video, and then see here automatically the name of the title is already coming up. Marketing Management First MBA MBA H452. So this is really good. So I'll just click on join. Now see, no one else is here. If anyway student was there also, no issues. Now let us follow step by step method. Joining, I have just showed you how do we join and record and stop videos. So joining you as a teacher, you have joined. The same way the student also can join, best going and clicking that links, or in WhatsApp or anywhere else they will join here. So if they're joining through the domain, you don't have to give permission, but in case they are joining from their personal Gmail ID, there will be an option here which will ask you whether you allow the students to join or not. So that is why please recommend them to join through their domain IDs. You can automatically let them in. Now how to record? Please observe my cursor, which I'm going to take it now to the right hand side. There is this small icon like a triangle which shows and says activities. Click on it. Automatically it will open up a small dialog box which shows a recording. See, record meeting for on-demand viewing. That means you can always click record, share the recording later. So you click on it. There is another thing which pops up, says record your video call. When recording is finished, it will be saved in the organizers meet recordings folder. This is the name of the folder in your Google Drive. So there will be a default meet recordings folder shared inside your Google Drive. So since you are the teacher who has created this particular link, it will go and get saved in this particular folder. That is why in case you are trying to use the same link for multiple teachers for multiple subjects, I strongly don't recommend it. Please use your own unique links for your own subject as a teacher, so that all the recordings you have control on. So if there are multiple teachers, there will be some challenges later with that. So then I'm going to click on start recording. Now usually here when you click on start recording, it gives couple of notifications, because as you know, as per the law or the legal requirement, it is important to let our participants know that we are recording the session. Just like when you go in a mall and if there are CC cameras, many a times you see that it's written that this premise is under CC surveillance, just for our information, so that we are aware that we are being watched for the required reasons. So here make sure everyone is ready. So recording a meeting without the consent of all participants may be illegal and actionable. So you should obtain consent to record this meeting from all participants, including external guests and guests who joined later. So this is what is generally told. So of course, as a teacher, as a college, you can always make sure this information is clearly informed to the concern. Of course, it will not be much of a challenge in a teacher's case. It is more of a challenge with regard to when we conduct webinars and seminars where we have external guests and all of them, and they should also be aware that these are the things which are getting recorded. So when you need to click start. So this time usually you will see couple of things happening. On the left hand side you might see a small recording option going on. Yes, now it's become red. Now officially this session is already getting recorded. So there are different features which are coming into play. I am going to run through each one of them. Now one thing you need to remember, when you click recording, sometimes it may take 5 seconds, sometimes it may take you 1 or 2 minutes for it to become a red color and the recording to start. So please be careful. The sooner you click this, it is little better. So that please give it some time for you to get the recording done. So here by default I have kept my microphone on, my video off, caption, everything is off here except me being live in the class. So here I can see it to see how many people are active in the class. So I can click on show everyone. So only I am available. So in case there are more students, you'll see a lot of student names, or whoever is joining this particular meet, their names been popped down. So let us go now again as to what we need to do. So here joining is done, recording is done, stopping of the videos. Now here, once the whole session gets over, what you need to do here is you just need to go and click again on the activities tab. Click on this particular tab itself, just the way we did for recording. Again click on recording, and then you need to click on stop recording. Now many a times I have seen from my personal experience, sometimes teachers forget doing this. Luckily the system doesn't create any problem. Even if we worst case do not remember to click stop recording, automatically when we close our classroom, the recording goes to our meeting recording. So nothing to worry, but still it's highly recommended that you click on stop recording, especially in case you want it to be saved, and also you want to talk to students in an unofficial manner. So the recording will be saved in Mr. Don Prakash's Google Drive, that is mine. A link to the recording will be added to the event, and everyone in the guest list will be given access to. So in case I had created a guest list and I have invited them, they will automatically get the link. If not, we can always share it across. So I'll click on stop recording. So here if you see, yes, the recording will be saved in this thing. There is one particular message which came by, and that is it. So your class is still not over, just the recording got over. So we're still inside the, as I said, the class is still on. Let us discover other things also now. Now let's explore further. So joining is done, recording and stopping the video is done. Now let's talk about screen sharing. That is, we have three options here for screen sharing. One is whether you want to share the entire screen. So there are pros and cons for that. Whether you want to just share your windows, that is any of the application which run outside the Google Chrome, or you can run any of the tabs of the Google Chrome. So this is a little flexible again, where you can switch between the tabs, but only the tab which is on display, which you are given sharing for, will be visible. So let us talk about the first one, entire screen. So let us continue with the Google Meet which we have opened. Now if you see, this was a new layout which has been created by them, and you may observe that there are new features which will constantly keep coming by. So we need to be prepared and keep learning from every new updates which will come by. So as this is a present update, let me look into it. So here if you see, there are some icons. Since I am recording it from a software, not from the Google Meet, that is why my audio is already recorded, so I will not switch this on. But let me go to the sharing. Now here, third, fourth, fifth. So if you see the fifth one, there is an option which looks like a small television kind of icon with a small arrow on top. That's nothing but present now. So when you left click it, so whenever I say click it, it means left only, unless I specifically tell right click. So it's always going to be left click when I say it's click. And if I say I have to click it 2 times, I'll say 2 times click or double click. Okay, so I have clicked on the left one only. So when I click on it, a small dialog box opens up here. Now here it is asking me which of the methods of presentation of my screen which I want to showcase. So when I click on your entire screen, I'll click on it. The whole desktop of my is visible to you. So wherever I go, whichever page I go, whether browser or my desktop or an individual file, everything will showcase. So when I click on it first time, it will show me a small preview of my whole page, that is the entire desktop. So Chrome wants to share the contents of your screen with the particular thing. So I just have to click it once. The moment I click it once, you just see there is a share button which is enabled. So if I just click outside, I think it doesn't go out. So I'll just click cancel. We'll see that again. I'll click here again. I'll click on your entire screen. Here by default, if you see, if I don't click this preview, the share will not be enabled. See, I'm trying to click share, not working. This is indirectly trying to tell you that, see, this is a screen which you're going to share. Are you sure you want to do it? Basically, that is the confirmation. So that's why we click here once. So then you know, yes, this is what I am choosing for. Why they are doing this is because sometimes people will get confused among the three sharing options. They might have wanted to share a tab, but they end up clicking this by mistake. So again, there are a lot of pros and cons. So let me just click on share here. So when you see the share, you will get to see multiple windows through a window here now, because my whole screen is getting shared, and that is why you will get to see multiple windows here, right? Because you are again seeing my screen from here, again you're getting to see one more. So the advantage is sharing the entire screen is, if you are a teacher who has multiple things in your display for your students. Let it be a PowerPoint, let it be a Word, let it be some tabs. See, for example, I'm switching between my tabs, my email. All of that will be highlighted as and when I am showcasing it. When I'm clicking on Windows and my tab, the other sharing options, that flexibility is not there. So this is recommended when you are going to do multiple switches, but the disadvantage is there is no privacy here. In case you are a teacher, you want to not showcase all the content to the student and you want only a specific window or a tab to be highlighted, then please don't use this Windows. Another thing here is when you click this whole window, if your camera is on, at times it does not get recorded also. So this is good only when the purpose is served. Sometimes it will not get highlighted on your video. Please keep these things in mind. Of course, I suggest you all please try all the methods out and see the input and output and see what is the best method you prefer, and you can choose it as per your requirements. So this is the whole streaming. So how do I stop this screen sharing now? See, on the top you can see it showing that you are presenting to everyone. Here you can click either, see on the top right it says stop presenting, but if not, just go back to this own same thing, just click on it once again. There is an option which shows as stop presenting. You can press on the X or you can press on this. You can do again, there is an option here also, just slightly behind. I can just minimize this if I'm not wrong. Yeah, stop presenting here. So there are 3 places where you can click on stop presenting, here, here, or just click here. This is the easiest by default method we usually use, I think. So click on it, again the sharing goes off. So that is the first method, that is share the entire screen. Now let us see how or what do we need to do for just sharing a particular window. What does a window mean? Here, see, for example, this is a a Word document. So this is a window. When you have a PowerPoint, that becomes a window. If you're using a Google Sheet, it could come inside a tab itself. So window could be a video, but a video does not, the visuals are shown, but the audio does not get played to the audiences. You may hear it, but if you play through an VLC player or you play it through a Windows Media Player, the video is shown to the participants, but the audios, they cannot get to see it. So you need to be little careful about it. But using a tab, if you're running a YouTube video or if you're showing a Google Drive video through your Google Chrome browser, and there the audio you also can listen, even the participants can listen. So please keep these things in mind. Many a times many faculties have faced this challenge, so I thought I will tell you. So let's now focus on Windows, how to share the screen. Now let's go back, click on the same icon here, so present now. But here, instead of clicking on your entire screen, if you see a small icon here, I am going to click on a window. That means I may have 5 to 6 windows which I have displayed, but which window I will get to choose. So I'll just click on it. So here, if you see, I have my Google Chrome as a window which I want to show. That means I can click on this. So I'll just click on share. I'll tell you the advantage. So what will happen in this case is, again I'll click on hide here, so that this part of the screen is not covered for any reasons. Sometimes it's inconvenient for the participants. I'll click hide because I know where to stop sharing. Anytime I can click here. But in case you keep this, then easier. One more method of stop sharing comes immediately. So I click hide. So what will happen here is you get to see the screen here. Now in case I open a Word document, now I have actually opened a Word document. In my Google Meet, participants will not get to see whether I have opened this or not, or what is happening here, because I have chosen only my Google browser as the window. So in case I change any tabs within my Google browser, all the tabs will be shown. But as compared to the earlier one, that is the entire screen, here I can only exhibit whatever tabs within this thing, and only that is visible to my participant with that feature. That is the advantage of Windows. So I'll just click again stop sharing or stop presenting. I'll click again a window to choose. Now instead of the browser, it also shows me which are the other windows I have kept open. Now there is a small challenge, sometimes it happens. Now even though I have a Word document, Excel and all of that open in my tray, all of that is not displayed. So in case if you have a PPT, sometimes when your PPT is minimized also it doesn't get showed. What you do there is, when such situation comes, just be in this position only, don't give cancel, or you can just go to that particular document which you want to open. I want to open this particular document. You can reduce the size of it also if you want, no issues. What will happen automatically when you click on that document, it will get activated. So there now suddenly you see 21st June key pointers came across. So I'll just click on it again. Till then share was not there. I've chosen click share. Now what will happen here is only this particular window of mine is shown to the participants. So even though I've kept it in a smaller version, they will get to see only this, and of course if my camera is on, they will also get to see my camera also, and only this particular window file will be available for them. So in case I switch for something else, if I go to another tab also, no worries at all. Right now you are seeing in for my video, you are seeing Google Calendar, right? Because it's my training video going on. But in my Google Meet, my participants would right now be only seeing my video as well as this particular document which I have shared with. So that is the advantage of sharing windows only. Let me go back, see if you see here, it is still in that particular file itself. So what I'll do again, I'll stop sharing here. So this is about Windows. That is here. Next I'll just increase the font size here. Yeah. Now let me show about how to share a tab screen and the benefits of it. Now this is usually very nice because you will have your privacy. As a teacher, you may open up multiple different tabs. So sometimes I open Google Forms, sometimes I open up attendance. I don't want every time my live screen to be shown. So as a teacher, if you don't have to share multiple switching of windows, use this method. That is, click on present now, click on a tab. This is again your videos and all animations and all of that will be active. Now when you click there, it will ask me, see these are the 3 tabs which are open on the top. It is asking me as to which of the tab we want to share with it, with the participants. So I will click on right now. I have only my Meet itself. So I want my calendar should be shown, for example. So I am going to click on share because I've already clicked on this aspect. So here I want to just share my Google Calendar. So only this tab is shown. Now if you observe, when I am showcasing this particular tab, my camera also would be active. So even though on the screen you don't see my camera, this screen and my camera is captured. But when I'm using the entire screen, your camera will get lost and that will not be there. That is just for info. Now here if you see, there is an option called stop sharing if you want. Or now imagine I just switch, I want to show my Google Gmail to my participants. The moment I click it, automatically it is not shown to them. By default still my previous tab which I shared, that only remains. But now when I click this and I want them to now see my this particular tab, this is a small bit of adjustment we require to do every time. But then there are benefits of this also, so that you have control of what people get to see. So you just have to click share this tab instead. So instead of the previous tab, now this is getting projected. So now if I go and click on the calendar, now you will see that now again this option is coming here, whereby they are asking whether you want me to share this tab or let this continue be shared. So what you can do as a teacher, in case you have a Google form or a quiz where you want to send it and you don't want that to be shown to the students, you can slowly, without getting out of this particular tab, let the participants see the first tab. You can go and switch to the other tabs, do whatever you want necessary, maybe adding a question or the other, and then if you want you can share that particular tab back to them and you're still in control of it. So these are the advantages of you using the tab version. Also the advantage here is, as I told, if you play any videos or any things from the YouTube or on Google Drive, you can actually hear the audio by default, but participants also get to see and hear it. If not, when you're using it through entire screen and Windows, participant do not get to hear your audio, but they can only see the visuals. So as a teacher, make sure that any downloaded videos, you do not play it through your windows. You cannot make the participant hear it. Make it through the tab itself. So I'll click on stop sharing here. So let's see what we have covered so far. So we have covered the screen sharing, which was an important point majority of you have asked for. Now the rest of the pointers are very simple. Let me run through each of them. How do we use the chat box? Now let me go back to my Google Meet itself. On the right hand side below, you can see a small dialog message kind of icon which says chat with everyone. That means you click on it, automatically the dialog box opens where the chat is there. Now as a teacher, you have an option of enabling or disabling it. If you disable it here, the host setting also applies to future occurrences of the meeting, if any. That means by default you have pressed it off. So until you press it enable, it will remain off even to the next class. But usually we keep it on because we want our participants and especially students to express themselves. You can just type whatever you want. Hi there. So for you will get your name showcased as you with the time and the message. In case a particular student joins and then answers, you will get to chat box is very useful because you can ask your students to give feedbacks. You can ask them questions, they can answer. You can ask them to give attendance. A lot of these things can be done. Now the other advantage of chat here is once you click start recording and stop recording, along with your video, a notepad of the whole chat information is also downloaded automatically and it will be made available along with your video. So that is a great thing, but remember only once you have started recording and till you stop recording. So this is about chat box. So I'll just again show you. This is the main usage of chat box. You can send your Google form MCQ tests, you can give feedback links, you can do anything using your chat box links. So that is one thing which is live and which is nice because students will be all connected within the particular Google Meet itself. Next one, how to turn on the caption option and what is the advantage. Now you will get to see it here live. I'll just click on this particular small icon called CC, that is called captions. I'll click on it. The moment captions have turned on, you'll get to see a small subtitles. Hello everyone and welcome to a session on marketing management. In today's class, we are going to be discussing upon the 4 P's of marketing mix. That is the product, price, promotion and place. This is Don Prakash. Thing here is we'll see about raising hand, that is the students options, or even we can raise it anytime. So this is an icon here. The moment someone clicks raise hand, you can see there's a small sound which comes to the audio. Like I don't know whether you can hear this. I'll play it 2-3 times so that you get it, like a small error kind of message, and you'll see a small hand raise, and who is the student who's kept a hand raise, that also comes by. So all that you can just keep it. So here if you see, when you click on people, the people who have raised their hands will come up. You individually as a teacher can click lower also, it goes back. So again if I click hand raise, it automatically comes here. And if there are multiple students with hand raises, you as a teacher can click lower hand, lower all, and that also can happen. The advantage of this feature is that students, if they don't want to disturb the flow of the teacher, they can always click on this raise hand. And there are multiple benefits, like when during the webinar or seminar or during a program, politely you are making a point noted to the instructor or a teacher that they have some queries or doubts. But there are sometimes by mistake also student press it, so that you can look into. So that is about raising hand itself. So the caption thing is still not working, so no issues. I will see what best we could do with that. Coming to the next part of it, change layouts. This is another option now which comes by. So what we need to do is go back to a Google Meet. There you will get an option here on the 3 dots here. So the 3 dots you need to press. Here there is an option which shows change layout. Layout is nothing but the appearance of the whole screen. How would you want it? Now automatic is you are just giving the Google Meet and artificial intelligence to take over, so automatically it does the own adjustments of the whole layouts here. For example, you have 30 participants and they have 30 cameras on. Automatically there are small video thumbnails of all of them. If you clicked on tiled, TILED, here you have a flexibility of dragging and seeing as to how many video thumbnails you want on the screen at once. So the lesser it is, that means you have 1 or 2 or 4 of them, and you might get here it shows 6. So here 6 of the videos only will be shown for the full screen. If you slowly increase it, it may become 9. You have multiples of 6 till 16, 30, 42 and 49, but 49 will be very small, again depending on your requirement. Or you want a spotlight. There is only one major trainer and you want that trainer's whole video or screen to be shown, so that is the time when you click on spotlight, and you can't adjust anything here, only the main person's, only one person's video will be there. Or you could maybe click on sidebar. So you got 4 different options where you could actually showcase the main trainer's screen on the front and small tiles on the right for the rest of the people who may not be very important as compared to the trainer. So that is about layout. So you can choose your layout. Since we don't have many participants here, I cannot show you the exact way of how it is actually previewed and projected. So that is one. Now go on to the next one, host control options. Now there are different controls which a host has. So if you click on the host control on the right hand top side, if you click here, if you see share their screen, send chat messages, view all host settings. So let us click this. These two are the quick drop in menus. So let me click on whole. So here there are different options. Let's click audio. So depends on an individual which audio inputs you want to take, for a microphone and one for speakers. You can check it out. Next one here, it shows microphone is off because I've put disabled my audio. This is you can hear my audio through the recording of the software, so that is the only difference. Video, again you can choose the source here because I don't have a camera fixed here, so that is why it's showing failed. Host control here. Now this is something which is important. Now please read through this. Quick access, when turned off, now it's turned on. So when this is turned on, this will not happen, this will not work. But when you switch off, what happens? The host must join first. This is the case when if you don't want your students to join before your class, make sure this is turned off. That means if a student clicks on the link and they can't enter the class until you as a teacher would enter first. So till then they'll be on a hold or pending. Next thing, again remember, if it is switched off I'm talking about, then the host must join first, remember. Next, only people invited by the host can join without asking. So that means to say, if you are invited a certain group of people, only those people can join. Rest of them, when they join, you will get a prompt message saying this particular person is trying to join, would you want to admit? Either okay or decline, a similar option would come. This is only when it's off, again I'm repeating. But I always tell you to keep it on. It is much better for us because it will waste a lot of our time giving each one of them access to it. Okay, so anyways, let us just for a training purpose make it off. Everyone else must ask to join, including people who dial in. So dialing in doesn't come with us, no issues. But if anyone else is trying to join, if this is disabled, switched off, you have to make sure that you have to admit. So a challenge with that is, once you start a class or you start a program, and if you have displayed some PPT or the other, sometimes the sound comes if someone is trying to join, but that will happen behind your PPT. It may create lot of inconvenience for you. Next, people can't join anonymously, that is understood, and anyways people with domain only can join, so this part is again safe. If not, even people with a normal Gmail ID also could join in. And sometimes you might not know who they are. That is again a challenge. It happens sometimes in some webinars. And only host can dial out of a meeting. So this again for us as Indians doesn't come much into play. Here, these are again two important options. Now when this is enabled, by the way I'll enable this. While this is enabled, share their screen. Now This is done when, now for example, as a teacher I may present a screen. Now this you can usually keep it off as a teacher. Why? Because sometimes by mistake also a student wants to present something, sometimes mischievously they may want to do it. So just to avoid that you can do. But in case if it's a student presentation or some class where you want the students to express themselves, that time you can create this and keep it open. Send chat message. Right now we of course we keep it enabled so that they can respond, but at times you don't want them to pass messages or the other, maybe during sometimes a webinar or a seminar with some important people coming and they don't want them to disturb, you can switch that off. I think this is self-explanatory because you are all teachers. I think you understand the whole ball game. So time being I'll keep both on, no issues, because in my class many a times my students, I ask them to share their screen. They sometimes want to express their own pictures or images regarding the subject or the other, or if they're hosting some activity or a game or a presentation, I will be using. So this is the host control. You can access it through this particular area, or you can click here also on the last icon here with a small shield kind of thing with the lock. You can click there, immediately you'll get the quick access tools. So here if you switch it off, people without your accent cannot join, and again view all host, it goes back to the same setting. So these are all, they have made it convenient in more than one place so that it's easy for you to draw it. So let me just go back to, we'll just finish these off. All mute option, again this is a newly added wonderful feature here. Now what happens here is you want, sometimes some people by mistake they'll be talking in the background and lot of disturbance. So as a host you can just click on all mute. So other than you, everyone else will go to mute. So that is again an advantage which you could see. Now in addition to that, add people option is also there here. So here as you can see, add people. This is when you can type in someone's email ID and send an invite to them. So that is again an advantage. So some of the new features which they added up. Next thing, sharing the video link to Google Classroom, ERPM, etc. Permission change is required. Now once your Google video, when you click on stop, it usually takes 15 to 20 to 30 minutes on an average for the video to be processed and an indication is sent to your Gmail ID. Now I imagine now I am going to switch this off now. Okay, I am going to switch my class, so I have to go here, and I've already stopped recording that time itself. So the link would have come by now. Let's hope it's there. So I'll just click leave here. So again it'll ask, either which way you can do, end the call is better, just leave the call, end the call will make sure the whole class is getting over. So again I can get back to the class. That is the benefit of sharing that one simple link. So again see, click marketing, again go back to that class, and again I can continue another session, and again if I click recording, another particular video will come in. So I will not do that for time being. I'll just click here and let me go back to my email. As seen, you got a video here. I have not, at that particular period of time, first time when I did the start recording, I didn't have any text box. If not, even the chat would have come here. Now see the video, the whole video, it comes in this format. See, this is the title which I told you earlier when we created Google Calendar, to give a good title so that easily available, and here you'll get to see the time. Now here the time mentioned here is GMT time. So please make sure you go and check what is the difference between GMT and IST time. There is a difference of time, and the date sometimes will go up and down, one day here and there. So please keep a track of that also. In this case the date is 21st, so today is 21st, so it doesn't make much of a difference, but GMT time is followed. It doesn't come in Indian Standard Time. Now what you need to do now, you can just click here, open in Drive. I'll show you what happens then. It straight away opens your Google Drive. It opens up your Google Drive, and it straight away goes and locates that particular file itself. So it straight away goes to that particular landing file. So I can press player, automatically within the browser itself it will start loading. Of course it will take a bit of time because it was 2 minutes 43 seconds video. So I was talking here initially, here I didn't use all the features, so all the videos would be there. Ideally it will take 45 minutes and all, and since it was muted you can't hear anything here, but this is how the video will look like. Now how do we trace the video? Where do we trace it from? So you can click on, you can also download it by the way, but this is optional. Unless you have a lot of space on your hard disk, or you have a lot of internet, or you use Wi-Fi, then it's fine. I download and keep, no issues, but you need not, it's optional. Click on the three dots. This is important. Now when you click on the three dots here, okay, there are different ways to share this. This is one method. Click on the three dots, you will see something like this dialog box opening up. Click on share. When you click share, this is a common feature of all Google documents. Let it be Google Doc, Google Slide, Google there is Google Slide Docs, Google Sheets, for example, Google Drive links, folders. When you click on the share, this dialog box opens. Usually you have two permissions. Now you are the owner of the content. So this is the reason I told all the teachers should have their own links, because what happens, one teacher only will become the owner. It would become a challenge later to share. So here individual, if you want, you can type individual names with emails and share it within your group or outside with the normal Gmail ID also you can share, no problem. Or make it easier, what you do is come down here. Now you want to create a link which can be used or seen by anyone if you change the permission. Right now it is restricted, only people added here. I have not added anyone, so only I can see it. I am the owner. But now I want my students to see. So I'll just click on this blue color link which says share with my domain people, that is my college name. I'll click it. Now there are two important things coming up. I have to just slightly click on the small arrow next to this college name before viewer tab. It will give me these three options. Restricted if was the earlier permission, which I clicked and made it to only people with SDM domain names or email IDs can access. Or if you want people with anyone with the link, even if they don't have your domain ID, you can give them this access. So either this or this, but here they should have logged in through their domain ID. Domain IDs, for example, in my domain, only the ones with SDM College of Business Management, that is sdmmba.ac.in. That is the domain ID. Only they, let it be a teacher, let it be a student, if they get the link which I am going to share, they only can open. If I click anyone with the link, anyone on earth with a Gmail ID can easily open the link. That is one. So I've already shared it, but there is another thing here. What is the activity or permission you want to give to the people who have access to the link? Viewer is by default a good option because they cannot edit it or change it. If you give commenter or commenter, that is also good because they cannot edit any content, but they can always drop a message saying good video, bad video, or some changes or doubts. But if you give editor, it could be risky because they could modify your content or they could delete it, or a lot of aspects could happen, especially if it's a doc or a sheet. It's preferable when you give viewer or commenter, unless it's a co-teacher where you give them the equal responsibility of editing it. So that is the difference. So click on commenter, it is decent. Now you need to copy the link. This link copying is important. This is a whole link. That means the file which is automatically saved in your drive, you need not download it at all. You are just sharing the permission. I am just showing again. The first time you click from restricted, you are clicking to anyone with the link or SDM domain, whichever you feel comfortable. That is up to your choice. Click here, viewer or commentator, both are advisable. I click on commentator and then I copy this link. Before giving done, I'll make sure the link is saved somewhere. So here I've opened my notepad previously, right? I will just copy paste the whole link. The whole link is copied. Then I give done. Now this link, I can share it in any of the mediums possible because permission is already given. So whoever has access to this particular link which I have put in my notepad, they can view the whole video which I am sharing. Now how do you share? Right click, copy. You can go to WhatsApp and share it in your group. You can go to Gmail and you can share it there. You can go to Google Classroom and share it there also. So this is what I have spoke on, that is Google Classroom. You can go there and share it, or you can go to our SDM's EERPMS software and then share the link there also. It will work out. So in my next video I'll be showing about how to use Google Classroom, and that particular video I'll also try to touch upon how we could share the Google video which we just created right now. It's a very simple thing which we are going to do. And addition to that sample document I just showed you earlier, you can use any document format of your choice. Make sure that the links are appropriately done. As a subject teacher, I may even want to create one table like this, where each of my class links I can put it like this and share that particular document also with my student, where at one place only they'll get to see all my videos. They just have to click on the link. So you have the freedom to use your creativity. I have just showed you what you could do with the links and how you could possibly share it. So this is Don Prakash here on the slightly longer version of the Google Meet usage of it. In my next video you will see how to use Google Classroom. So thank you so much. Any doubts, please get in touch with me through my contact details. This is Don signing off. Thank you.